Your DNA, your genetic information is in your dreams. I look at school and I'm like, yo, the way school is designed is it's designing you to be prepared to work for somebody else. Do me a huge favor. Don't go after low-hanging fruits. Here's the deal. If you get to the top of the tree, all the fruit from the bottom of the top is going to be there, son. So I don't need you focusing on cars and money and stuff. You're going to get that. I need you to focus on why you were born in the first place. Why are you here on earth for this particular time? What are you doing here? There are those of you in this room, you spend a majority of your life doing what other people want you to do. You don't even know who you are. And so even what you're doing, you're not doing it 120% because you're doing what somebody else wants you to do. You're not good enough to be somebody else. So the first thing I need you to write down is, and I just need you to be honest, have you spent a lifetime following other people's dreams? A mixture of their dreams and your dreams or your dreams completely? I want you to write it down. Come on, we got it. We got to go to work. We got to go to work because if I can get you to identify how much energy you put in others and in other people's dreams, and I can get you to pull back. And I can get you to do what you were born to do, what you were created to do. Now, why is dreaming important? I don't care what level you get to. I need you to dream, right? I need you to spend a considerable amount of time dreaming every single day. Let me tell you why I've noticed that the people who dream and those people who dream big have a different kind of life than the people who don't dream. So if you in here and you like, I'm scared, whatever you do, do this for me. Do not sabotage yourself with fear. Fear is not real. That's something in your brain, like it does not exist. How do we get over it? You get over it by dreaming of what you can be. Come on, y'all got to hear what I'm saying. There are those of you in this room, you spend a majority of your life doing what other people want you to do. You don't even know who you are. And so even what you're doing, you're not doing it 120% because you're doing what somebody else wants you to do. And you're not good enough to be somebody else. Raise your hand, Eric. It's probably been my whole life. I probably follow other people's dreams. I don't really know what my dreams are. Raise your hand. I don't really know what my dreams are. Come on. How are we going to overcome the day? I don't need to play. Come on. Give me. I'll say it again. Put your hands down. I want this, right? I want real and I want full ownership of it. Eric, I probably have never even lived my dream before. I've been busy living other people's dreams. Let me see your hand. Hands down. Be real. I've been like maybe 50 or 50 people's dreams, my dreams. Let me see your hands. Good, hands down. Good. So this is what I need from you. For real. This is what I need. This is number one. Tier one, we just add dream. That's it. And it's all about you. And I need you to be selfish for me. I'm going to need you to be selfish, right? And don't feel bad. There's some of you in this room, you feel bad about dreaming. Let me give you an illustration. If my mother calls me and says, son, I need help with my car. I think she called Carl. I love it too. She must be stressed financially because it was 400 and she said it was 500. I was like, I don't think it's 500. I think it's 400. It's like, I think it's 500. I was like, call Carl. Carl would know. Carl was like, look at my record. It's 400, right? If I didn't have 400 to give, if I didn't have $400 extra to give to my mother, she wouldn't have the vehicle she's driving right now. I want you to hear what I'm telling you. If I didn't have an extra 50,000, I'm sorry. If I didn't have an extra 100,000 plus, I wouldn't have been able to pay for my son to go to school cash. So I need you to be selfish on the first tier. And that's dreaming. I need you to be real selfish because you can't help anybody else. You can't do for anybody else if you hurt. And the reason why my messages keep getting stronger and stronger is because I'm not at school. I'm healing every year. I'm healing. I'm cleansing. I'm becoming a better human. And so as I become a better human and I have less junk to deal with, and I've been through some stuff, you think it's cute. When I tell you I was homeless, you think it's cute. When I tell you my father wasn't in my life, you think it's cute. My mom just wrote a book, and my mom told me to my face, son, I hated your guts for months, for years because of that book. I'm like, Mom, what do you mean? Like I didn't say nothing about our family. You told the world that I got pregnant with you when I was 17. I didn't want nobody to know. Imagine growing up in a house where your mother has set up a lie and changed your last name and given you a life that's not really a real. It's fake. It's not real. And my mom is 60 something and she just let go. So I need Y all to do me a favor. I need you to give. I need you to be selfish on the dream piece, because what you have to understand is when you know who you are and you start operating that, you're going to start blessing people in a way you couldn't bless people before when you didn't really know who you are. So I want you to identify it, right? And so you told me which one you were, and I want you to write all three down again, and I want you to write down which one you wish to be.
Remind you that you owe yourself something. I don't want anything from you except for you to walk out of this room knowing what you want. What do you want in your marriage? What do you want for your children? What do you want for your health? What are your financial goals? How much money do you want to earn? What do you want to drive? How do you want to live? Stop drifting through life like it's an accident. What do you want? And once you know, spend every day of your life going after it. The reason I speak with such passion, with such authority, is because I'm talking about my own life, not something I've read. I've been through the struggle. You don't need to come from a wealthy background to succeed. Look at the rich kids who fall into bad company or even take their own lives. It's not about the hand you're dealt, it's how you play it. Every opportunity is a chance to prove yourself again. I'm still nervous every time, because the moment you get comfortable, the moment you stop pushing yourself, you start dying. The decisions I make now are up to me. Stop crying over what happened in your childhood. You're an adult now. Take full ownership of your life. The mistakes you make are on you. Your parents didn't make you play video games or be lazy. It's time to step up and take responsibility. You may be knocking on doors 100 times and feeling defeated because you've never given 100% before. To break through, you'll need to give 120%. You have to fight and keep fighting. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they can't outlast their old self to become their new self. Every day, we face demands. The reason you're not where you want to be isn't because you're not great. It's because you're prioritizing everyone else's demands over your own. Raise your hand if you're committed to making a change today. Say it with me. From this day forward, I make a commitment to myself like never before. I'm going to grind, fight, work, push, learn, and do everything in my power every single day. Winning spreads. Winners have a certain energy. They don't make excuses. They find ways to win. How do we do it? We wake up and grind. Winners win because they focus on winning more than on structure. When you become a winner, you'll find yourself surrounded by winners. We want guarantees from others, but are unwilling to make guarantees to ourselves. You get upset if a product doesn't deliver on its 30-day guarantee, but you've never demanded the same from yourself. Look in the mirror and hold yourself accountable. Stop letting yourself down. It's time to be brave and take responsibility for your life. Your DNA is in your dreams, so why waste that power on superficial things like money and cars? If you believe you're here for a greater purpose, why aren't you pursuing it? Dreaming is crucial. No matter your level, keep dreaming. Those who dream big lead different, more fulfilling lives. Don't sabotage yourself with fear. It's not real. Overcome it by dreaming about what you can become. Many of you spend your life doing what others want you to do, but you'll never excel that way. Be selfish about your dreams Know who you are and what you want to achieve. This is the lesson millennials need. They've seen previous generations work hard for material things. But it's time to focus on more than just stuff. Be selfish in dreaming, because you can't help others if you're not whole yourself. Demand more from yourself and make a commitment to your dreams. Remember, we demand guarantees from others, but not from ourselves. Hold yourself accountable. Your success depends on your commitment to your values and dreams. Dream big, work hard, and refuse to let yourself down. Your DNA is in your dream. Embrace it and live up to it. Now let me take you deeper into what this all means. It's not just about identifying your dreams. It's about understanding why those dreams matter to you. Why do you want to achieve those things? What will they bring you? How will they change your life and the lives of those around you? You need to dig deep into your soul and ask yourself these questions. The answers will fuel your journey. They will keep you going when things get tough. And trust me, things will get tough. There will be days when you feel like giving up. Days when you're exhausted, frustrated, and questioning why you're even bothering. That's when you need to remember your why. That's when you need to dig in and push harder. Because those tough days are the days that will define you. They are the days that will test your resolve and your commitment to your dreams. Every successful person you admire has been through those days. They didn't give up. They didn't quit. They kept pushing forward, no matter how hard it got. And that's what you need to do. You need to keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting, because that's what it takes to achieve greatness. And don't be afraid to fail. Failure is a part of the process. It's how you learn and grow. Every failure brings you one step closer to success. So embrace it. Learn from it. Use it as fuel to keep moving forward. Remember, you are in control of your destiny. You have the power to shape your future. Don't let anyone or anything hold you back. Don't let fear or doubt stop you from achieving your dreams. Believe in yourself and your ability to succeed, because you can do it. You have what it takes. You just need to keep going, keep pushing, and never give up. So take a moment to think about your dreams. What do you want to achieve? What will it take to get there? And most importantly, why does it matter to you? Write it down. Keep it somewhere you can see it every day. Let it be a constant reminder of what you're working towards. And let it be the fuel that keeps you going, no matter how tough it gets. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are people who believe in you and want to see you succeed. Surround yourself with those people. Let their support and encouragement lift you up when you're feeling down. Let their belief in you reinforce your own belief in yourself. But also remember that ultimately, this is your journey. It's up to you to make it happen. No one else can do it for you. So take responsibility for your life and your dreams. Take control of your future and go after it with everything you got. You owe it to yourself to give it your all. You owe it to yourself to live a life that is true to who you are and what you want. So don't settle for anything less. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Don't let anyone else's expectations or opinions dictate your life. This is your journey. This is your life. And you have the power to make it whatever you want it to be. So go out there and make it happen. Dream big, work hard, and never give up. Because you can do it. You have what it takes. And you deserve to live the life of your dreams. Once you've identified your dreams and your why, you need to develop a plan. This plan should be detailed and actionable. Break your big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Each step should bring you closer to your ultimate goal. Think of this plan as your roadmap. It will guide you and keep you on track. Without a plan, it's easy to get lost or sidetracked. But with a plan, you have a clear path to follow. You know what you need to do and when you need to do it. And that makes it much easier to stay focused and motivated. But remember, your plan is not set in stone. Life happens. Things change. And you need to be flexible and adaptable. Be ready to adjust your plan as needed. Be open to new opportunities and new ways of doing things. But always keep your ultimate goal in mind. Always keep your why at the forefront of your mind. And don't forget to celebrate your progress. Every step you take is a step in the right direction. Every small win brings you closer to your ultimate goal. So take the time to acknowledge and celebrate your progress. It will keep you motivated and remind you that you're moving forward. And finally, never stop learning and growing. The journey to achieving your dreams is a journey of personal growth and development. Keep pushing yourself to be better. Keep challenging yourself to learn new things and develop new skills. The more you grow, the more capable you become. And the more capable you become, the closer you get to achieving your dreams.
All right, let me go over it one more time. Let me go over it one more time. You are not where you're supposed to be because of you. You are not where you're supposed to be because of you. You are not where you're supposed to be financially because of you. It's all you. And it's because you're having a bad moment. You are human. You are human. I had a thought the other day, human. And I had it. I was on a treadmill. I had it for about 60 seconds. Then I had it for 90 seconds. And I was like, well, let's stop right now. Let's stop. Let's stop. Let's stop right now. I don't know why you're thinking this. Because it is not helpful to where you are. And it's not helpful to where you're going. Human, it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday, I was on a treadmill. Just some random dumb stuff came in my head. Just random, dumb, stupid stuff. And I was like, I do not accept that. This is my brain, not yours. I do not accept this thought right now. This thought is not healthy for my wife. It's not healthy for my kids. It's not helpful for ETA. It's not helpful for a PIC. It has absolutely nothing. It's not helpful for those of you. I could not do a video from this energy right now. There's nothing healthy about what just came in my brain. I will not just let it sit there and take residence. You have to go. And so I had to think another thought that was the opposite thought of that thought. And I had to say that for 90 seconds. And guess what happens? As powerful as the brain is, and as many things that it could think of in the subconscious mind in seconds, it cannot have two opposing thoughts. I thought that once your brain does not work that way. It cannot think of two things at one time. It can only think one thing at a time. And I decided that the thing that randomly came to my mind, I didn't want to think about that. Don't drown your voice for a voice like close your ears and hear your voice. You know what's going to happen. When you hear your voice and do what you're supposed to do, you're going to be able to bless your spouse and your kids and your family the way you can't. When you listen to them, does that make sense? I know you can't listen to somebody else's voice, what they told you to do. What you couldn't do when you took that stuff serious. It's your voice. You got to start listening to it. It knows best. Is that clear? When you get a thought, that's not your thought. Stop letting that thought just take control. It doesn't belong there. Anything that's not in alignment with your dreams and your goals, let it go. And so you're going to stop in the middle of the day with your phone and you're going to put your earphones on and you're going to listen to whatever you listen to and you're going to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it takes, and you're going to get out of that funk. Okay. How many of y'all, you get into a funk sometime? Let me see your hand. Be honest. How many of you get into a funk for more than a, like you let it just take the whole day? Just be honest. Stop. Stop. We're going to do a 5-minute funk. I'm just being real. That's it. That's our rule for the new year. 5-minute funk. That's it. And after that 5 minutes, it's over. And during the 5 minutes, we're going to stop it. So we might stop it at 2. We might stop it at 3. But by 5, it's stopped. What would your life look like if you only listen to your voice and you use your inner energy to help you to become successful? What would it look like? Now, let me ask you this. How many of you have listened to other people's voice? You listen to it. Let me see your hand. You've literally listened to other people's voice. Hands down. How has that worked out? I'm just being real. Here's what's crazy. It don't even work. Are you still doing it? Like it didn't even work. Like it don't even help you, but you're still doing it. You know why? Because you're more concerned about how they feel about you than how you love yourself. And you got a love problem and you need to fix it. You don't love yourself and you need to fix that. Why? Because you're concerned about what they think. They're not even you. And so we're going to fix our thinking. We're going to channel our energy. And this is going to be the best year of our life. Does that make sense? Come on. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, you can be seated now. All right, today is all about you. This is all about you. Okay, so do me a favor. Stop being deep and take everything you learn and use it. Okay, stop like trying to tell people you read 6 books and you ain't done nothing with them. I'm just going to let religious people kill me. I read the whole Bible and ain't nothing changed. You're the same person who's like, you get brownie points for reading the whole Bible. Like I go to church every 7 and you get brownie points for that. Like, what do you get for that? It's about change, right? So I don't want you to read the Bible. I just want you to find 3 scriptures this year that you can read and let them do them. Read 4 books and do what they tell you to do. Matter of fact, read 1 book and do what the book tell you to do. Like for real, just read 1 chapter and put the book down. Do what the chapter tell you to do. I'm just being real. What does it benefit you to read the whole book and you're not using it? All right, so this is the year of execution. Like we're going to execute in small ways and those ex-kids going to turn into something. Right. So I heard something that revolutionized my life. All right, I'm going to show you today is going to be nothing but me just going 1 through 3 on you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, helping you. So when you walk out of this place, I need at least 3 things that you're going to do that you weren't doing before or you were doing and you're going to do it better. Does that make sense? All right. So here's what I want to tell you, and it's going to hurt. But if you're not exactly where you want to be, it's your fault. Write that down. It's your fault. Put that down. Put that down. If there's an area where you're not successfully and like you want to be successful, it's your fault. Now, here's the cool thing about it. If it's your fault, then you have the power to do what you had a power to change it. All right. So when we leave here, whatever you don't have that you want to have, if you're willing to make the adjustments, you can have it. So here's the first one, right? Write the word down wealth. Now, here's the biggest challenge that I have, and you got to be careful why all. And for a lot of us, if you are a minority, I get it. But I want to educate you today because we have been enslaved. What happens now is that we see wealth as money. All right, and I want you to understand something. When I break down what wealth is to you, money is low-hanging fruit. It's the easiest thing to get. I just want to make sure you're clear on that. And the reason why I say that is I want to help you because what happens for a lot of us is we get money. And then all of a sudden we think we made it. You have not. Money is the easiest thing. Why? Because you live in a capitalistic society. So money is the easiest thing to get. Being in a relationship for a long period of time and not getting a divorce, that's hard to do. Having a successful relationship with your kids, that's a hard thing to do. So what I want you to understand is When you make money and you're walking around with the Louis bag, I feel you. Congratulations. That's the lowest level, though. That's like getting a G. I just want to make sure I'm clear. That's a G, Ed. Because what? They sell Louis. They don't sell how to be in a successful marriage. They don't have that. You can't go to the store and get that. You can't go buy. I got $2,000. I want to have a great marriage. All right, bet. Give me the $2,000. Here go a receipt. Come back in a month if it don't work. They ain't got no courses for you and your kids. So I just need you to understand. There's nothing wrong with making a lot of money and buying stuff, but you cannot make me. Think of you all that in a bag of chips. You got a G. Congratulations. We should throw a little party for you. A little baby one, though. You ain't graduated from college. Ain't nobody about to cash you out. It's a G, Ed, you feel me? But you should be proud. Put it up on the wall. But because you make money and you live in a house and you got stuff that's not what Dr. Martin Luther King died for. He wasn't on that. He didn't say, I'm about to die so you can go buy Louis purses. Is that clear? So I just want you to make sure that when you make good money, you put it in its proper place. Money is good to have, but if you can exchange a great marriage and a great relationship with your kids and only make 50 grand versus being a billionaire. But can't nobody stand you. You probably go for the 50 grand and have a healthy family. Does that make sense? And you be healthy. Amen. That's the highest level of success is when you get through all your hurt and your pain and you become whole. Because here's the deal. If you make money, you can teach me that. But if you're not whole, you can't lead me. No, you got to hear what I'm saying. It doesn't make us bad people. If you were 3, ain't nobody tripping. If you were 4, ain't nobody tripping. But the world would not follow the 21-year-old Eric Thomas. Let me just be clear on that. The world ain't about to follow the 21-year-old Eric. My wife wasn't even following me. My wife left. My wife wasn't even feeling me and what I was doing. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Nobody would follow the 26-year-old Eric. I was still a work in progress. But you will follow the 49-year-old Eric. Why? Because in many areas, I'm further on the road than you are. I'm not better than you, but I've made a commitment to be wealthier earlier than you. The challenge that I have since I've been a kid watching men is that men build with one hand and they tear down with the other hand. That's my only challenge to you. I don't care what you do, you grow. But what I don't like to see you do is put all this energy and effort into one thing and you build that thing up, but then you don't work on your blind spots and you tear down what you build up. I ain't tripping on no enemies or no haters. Can't nobody stop what God has for me, but I can stop what God has for me. All right, so this is why you need a coach. This is why you need people in your life, right? Because they're going to, no matter how dope you are, you have blind spots. Over 1 million people die yearly in accidents because of blind spots. And I'm going to say that one more time. I don't care how dope you are or how dope you think you are. The best vehicle, the Mercedes-Benz, the Escalade, the Ford Fusion, no matter what vehicle it is, it has a blind spot. So the reason why we teach the way we teach is because they're going to teach you to build up, but they're not going to say nothing to you about your blind spots. And then your blind spots is going to tear down everything you've ever built. And so most of you, like, really, it don't matter how dope you are. You got addictions that you're not dealing with, and they're going to kill you. So you're going to kill you. So I want to walk you through the strategy. So first for me, you got God in that. You got great men and women. You got the room and you got you, and you need to leverage all 4 of them. That's my strategy. I've leveraged all 4, right? I see people all the time who do their thing and they like, bro, I ain't into that guy stuff. I'm like, bro, you don't need to be in the guy stuff, but it's for any equation. You can't take one out. Okay, so I'm going to show why all for real. I'm going to show we all. So I was blessed while I was born in the 70s. I was blessed, bro. Like I wasn't there for King and the 10th and Garvey, but my people talked like my grandma talked about Martin Luther King, like he was a god. My mom and dad will still tell you where they were when he got shot and killed. I grew up when Martin Luther King was a thing, when our people was a thing. Hip hop artists weren't the, no disrespect, but hip hop artists wasn't the people. Dope dealers wasn't the people we looked up to. Pimps wasn't the people we looked up to. I remember a time when Black History it was the real deal Holyfield. And you had to put respect when you said Martin Luther King. My grandma had Jesus and Dr. Martin Luther King on the wall. I'm just being real. Jesus wasn't real high and dealing with King wasn't down there. I said, no, that ain't no man. When I heard that speech, I was like, yo, there's some God in that. There's some spirit in that. You hear all them people, you got to understand. This was a time when my grandmother, when you would say white people, my grandma would talk slow, or she would quiet, or she would kind of be timid. This is a time when my people, when you would say, sir, they like, whoa. Martin was like, he had them like, ah. He had people who were scared, people who just saw Emmett Till get shot and killed, like people who were timid. He had people like, let's go. Yep. We can do it like free at last. Free at last, I said, that ain't no man. That ain't flesh, that's something else in him, that's something else that's speaking through him, that he got people from all over the world responding, that's different. I knew from that day forward, ain't no way, Eric, you're going to be able to move the crowd without having God. I'll take the light in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. I was like, bingo, got it. Got it. He said nothing about man. He said that about being open to the doors for you. First thing it said was take the light in the Lord. May he give you the desires of your heart and make all your plans succeed. I've seen humans do plans. It didn't work. I was like, oh, it's look like if God doing your plans, they're going to succeed. I'm just being real with why all. Like I am my father's child. I come from where my people come from. But when I was about 8 years old, I fell in love with God. When I was about 16 years old and was homeless. I went in like you hear people talk about lifting weights. You hear people talking about money. You hear people talk about playing football, basketball. I've been on God like that since I was 16 years old. 3 o'clock in the morning, boy, I ain't been playing with God. You look at a guy who work out and they got, like Jeremy said, they got like, if you looked at like, you can't see it because it's spiritual, but I got some traps humans don't normally get. I've been doing this thing since I was 16 years old. God all day. God all night. I ain't been playing with this thing. I ain't been playing with it so much and I ain't perfect. But I'm telling you, I only been sexually active with Dee Dee. I ain't even slept with another person because I didn't want it to mess up. I ain't never drank. I ain't never smoked. I ain't want nothing to mess this up. And I'm as human as you are. Believe that, brothers. Don't get it twisted. I got the same desires you got. But when I looked at X, what made me love Malcolm was when Malcolm got true to the game. Malcolm didn't play with the game. Nobody had no dirt on Malcolm. When Malcolm converted, he converted. And I made up in my mind when I got started in this journey, I'm going God all the way. Because I can't trust myself. And I don't want to build something up great and have it torn down. When I build this up, I want the foundation to be strong, because if I got to rely on me, it's coming down, because I know who my father is and my grandfather. I know. So I'm building heavy. Many of you are building up, but you're not building down. You don't have a strong foundation. You ain't strong enough for the success that you're about to get. You're not strong enough for all the power and influence you're about to get. I started this thing. My formula was God. We go in God first. Nothing else. We going to build. We go. We ain't got. I ain't got to dribble. I ain't got to play. We just go every day. We just go 3 o'clock in the morning. And while the world may not see the significance of the 3, they going to feel the significance of the 3. What's your foundation? What you building on? I'm not telling you God. But whatever it is, it better be strong. Because you're going to be successful. You're going to have some, you know what killed me about cats? Cats. I can't believe. I'm like, bruh, kill it. You had opportunities. You didn't steward them. Don't act like God ain't never gave you no opportunity. You've been given opportunities. You blew them. Don't make this about her. Don't make this about him. Don't make this about racism. Don't make this about your daddy and your mom. You've been given opportunities. You weren't strong enough. You weren't ready for them. You blew it.
But here's the thing, the way you treat yourself is a reflection of how you expect others to treat you. Think about it this way, if you constantly put yourself down, if you engage in negative self-talk or allow others to walk all over you, what message are you sending to the world? You're telling people that you don't value yourself, that you don't believe you're worthy of respect. And if you don't respect yourself, how can you expect anyone else to respect you? Self-respect is about setting boundaries, standing up for yourself, and treating yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you would extend to a dear friend. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less than you deserve. When you have self-respect, you carry yourself differently. You walk with your head held high, confident in who you are and what you bring to the table. You speak up when something doesn't feel right, and you're not afraid to say no when something doesn't align with your values or goals. And here's the beautiful thing, when you respect yourself, others can't help but respect you too. They see the way you treat yourself, and they instinctively know that you're not someone to be trifled with. They understand that you have standards and expectations for how you want to be treated, and they rise to meet those expectations. So if you want to earn the respect of others, start by respecting yourself. Treat yourself with the same kindness, compassion, and dignity that you would extend to someone you deeply admire. Set boundaries, stand up for yourself, and refuse to settle for anything less than you deserve. When you do, you'll find that respect becomes a natural byproduct of the way you live your life. The third habit that can make people disrespect you is a lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to understand their perspective and feelings, even if they differ from your own. When you lack empathy, you come across as cold, disconnected, and uncaring. You give the impression that you're only interested in your own needs and desires, and that you don't care about the impact your actions have on others. Think about a time when you've interacted with someone who lacked empathy. Maybe it was a boss who consistently dismissed your concerns, or a friend who always managed to make the conversation about themselves. How did that make you feel? Chances are you felt unheard, unvalued, and disrespected. Now, imagine being on the other side of that interaction. Imagine being the person who lacks empathy, who consistently puts their own needs above others, who fails to consider how their words and actions might be impacting those around them. How do you think that comes across to others? Do you think it inspires respect and admiration, or does it breed resentment and disdain? Empathy is the key to building strong, respectful relationships. When you take the time to understand others, to listen to their perspectives and concerns, you show them that you value them as human beings. You demonstrate that you're not just interested in what they can do for you, but that you genuinely care about their well-being and happiness. And here's the thing, empathy isn't just about being nice or agreeable. It's about having the courage to have difficult conversations, to stand up for what's right, even when it's unpopular. It's about being willing to put yourself in someone else's shoes, even when their experiences and perspectives are vastly different from your own. When you cultivate empathy, you become a better leader, a better friend, and a better human being. You inspire others to be their best selves, and you create a culture of respect and understanding that permeates every aspect of your life. So, if you want to earn the respect of those around you, start by practicing empathy. Take the time to listen, to understand, and to consider the perspectives of others. Show them that you value them as human beings, and that you're willing to put in the work to build strong, respectful relationships. When you do, you'll find that respect becomes a natural byproduct of the way you interact with the world. The fourth and final habit that can make people disrespect you is a lack of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to understand your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and how they impact those around you. When you lack self-awareness, you're like a bull in a china shop, crashing through life without any regard for the damage you might be causing. Think about it this way. Have you ever been in a meeting where someone consistently interrupted others or talked over them? Or have you ever had a friend who always managed to make everything about themselves, no matter what the conversation was about? Chances are those people lacked self-awareness. They were so caught up in their own thoughts and desires that they failed to consider how their actions were impacting those around them. Now, imagine being that person. Imagine going through life without any awareness of how your words and actions are being perceived by others. Imagine consistently offending or alienating people without even realizing it. How do you think that would impact your relationships and your ability to earn respect? Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth and development. It's the key to understanding your own strengths and weaknesses, and to making the changes necessary to become the best version of yourself. When you're self-aware, you're able to see yourself objectively, to understand how your actions and behaviors are impacting those around you, and to make adjustments as needed. And here's the thing, self-awareness isn't something that comes naturally to most people. It's a skill that needs to be developed and cultivated over time. It requires a willingness to be honest with yourself, to seek out feedback from others, and to make changes when necessary. But when you do the work to become more self-aware, the payoff is immense. You become a better communicator, a better leader, and a better friend. You're able to build stronger, more respectful relationships and to create a life that aligns with your deepest values and goals. So, if you want to earn the respect of those around you, start by cultivating self-awareness. Take the time to understand your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors and how they impact those around you. Seek out feedback from others and be willing to make changes when necessary. When you do, you'll find that respect becomes a natural byproduct of the way you show up in the world. Now, I know that cultivating these habits of integrity, self-respect, empathy, and self-awareness can be a daunting task. It requires a willingness to be vulnerable, to take an honest look at yourself, and to make changes when necessary. But here's the thing, the rewards are so worth it. When you live with integrity, when you respect yourself and others, when you cultivate empathy and self-awareness, you become a beacon of light in a world that can often feel dark and chaotic. You inspire others to be their best selves, and you create a ripple effect of positivity and respect that touches everyone around you. And here's the beautiful thing, respect isn't something that's finite or scarce. It's not something that you have to hoard or guard jealously. In fact, the more respect you give to others, the more respect you'll receive in return. It's a virtuous cycle that feeds on itself, creating a culture of kindness, compassion, and understanding. So my challenge to you today is this: take a hard look at yourself and your habits. Ask yourself if you're living with integrity, if you're respecting yourself and others, if you're cultivating empathy and self-awareness. And if you find that you're falling short in any of these areas, don't beat yourself up. Remember, personal growth is a journey, not a destination. Instead, commit to making small changes every day. Start by being honest with yourself and others, even when it's hard. Practice treating yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you would extend to a dear friend. Take the time to listen to others to understand their perspectives and concerns. And seek out feedback from trusted friends and mentors so that you can continue to grow and develop as a person. When you do these things, when you make these habits a non-negotiable part of your life, you'll find that respect becomes a natural byproduct of the way you show up in the world. You'll inspire others to be their best selves, and you'll create a culture of kindness, compassion, and understanding that touches everyone around you. So my friends, let's make a commitment today to live with integrity, to respect ourselves and others, to cultivate empathy and self-awareness, and to create a world where respect is the norm, not the exception. Let's be the change we wish to see in the world, and let's do it together. Thank you for listening, and remember, the power to earn respect lies within you. Use it wisely and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but wait, I've been trying to earn respect for years and it hasn't worked. What makes you so sure that these habits will make a difference? And to that, I say, fair point. Earning respect isn't always easy, and it's not something that happens overnight. But here's the thing, when you consistently practice these habits of integrity, self-respect, empathy, and self-awareness, you start to see a shift in the way people treat you. It might start small, with a colleague who starts to listen more attentively when you speak, or a friend who goes out of their way to show you kindness and support. But over time, these small changes start to add up. You start to notice that people are more willing to collaborate with you, to seek out your opinions and insights, and to treat you with the respect and dignity that you deserve. And here's the really cool part: when you start to earn respect from others, it has a ripple effect on every aspect of your life. You start to feel more confident and self-assured, more willing to take risks and pursue your dreams. You start to attract people who share your values and your commitment to personal growth, and you start to build a community of like-minded individuals who support and encourage you every step of the way. But of course, earning respect isn't just about what you get from others. It's also about what you give to the world. When you live with integrity, when you treat yourself and others with respect, when you cultivate empathy and self-awareness, you become a force for good in the world. You start to make a positive impact on the lives of those around you, and you start to create a legacy that will endure long after you're gone. Think about some of the most respected people in history, people like Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, and Mother Teresa. These individuals weren't perfect, but they lived their lives with a deep commitment to integrity, compassion, and service to others. They inspired millions of people around the world to be their best selves, and they left a lasting impact on the world that continues to be felt to this day. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a world-renowned leader or a saint to earn respect, but I am saying that when you live your life with purpose and intention, when you make these habits of respect a non-negotiable part of who you are, you start to create a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. So how do you start to cultivate these habits in your own life? Well, the first step is to get clear on your values and your priorities. What's most important to you? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? Once you have a sense of your values and priorities, the next step is to start aligning your actions with them. This means being honest with yourself and others, even when it's uncomfortable. It means treating yourself with kindness and compassion, even when you're feeling down or discouraged. It means taking the time to listen to others to understand their perspectives and concerns, even when you disagree with them. And it means being willing to seek out feedback and make changes when necessary, even when it's hard. Of course, cultivating these habits of respect isn't always easy. There will be times when you fall short, when you make mistakes or let someone down. But the key is to remember that personal growth is a journey, not a destination. It's about progress, not perfection. So when you do stumble or fall short, don't beat yourself up. Instead, take a moment to reflect on what happened, to learn from your mistakes, and to recommit to your values and priorities. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. There are countless others out there who are working to cultivate these same habits of respect, who are striving to be their best selves and make a positive impact on the world. One of the best ways to stay motivated and accountable on this journey is to surround yourself with people who share your values and your commitment to personal growth. This might mean joining a community of like-minded individuals, whether it's a professional network, a volunteer organization, or a personal development group. It might mean seeking out mentors or coaches who can offer guidance and support along the way. Or it might simply mean being intentional about the people you spend your time with and choosing to surround yourself with those who lift you up and inspire you to be your best self. Another key to cultivating these habits of respect is to practice gratitude and appreciation. When you take the time to acknowledge and appreciate the good things in your life, whether it's a supportive friend, a meaningful career, or a beautiful sunset, you start to shift your focus away from what's lacking and towards what's abundant. You start to cultivate a sense of contentment and joy that radiates outward, touching everyone around you. And when you make gratitude and appreciation a regular practice, you start to notice a shift in the way you show up in the world. You become more patient, more compassionate, more willing to give others the benefit of the doubt. You start to see the best in people, even when they're struggling or making mistakes. And you start to create a culture of respect and appreciation that lifts everyone up. Of course, cultivating these habits of respect isn't just about what happens in your personal life. It's also about how you show up in your professional life, in your community, and in the world at large. It's about using your platform and your influence to create positive change, to advocate for justice and equality, and to be a voice for those who may not have one. This might mean speaking up when you see something that isn't right, even when it's uncomfortable or unpopular. It might mean using your skills and resources to make a difference in your community, whether it's volunteering at a local nonprofit or mentoring a young person who needs guidance and support. Or it might mean using your voice and your influence to advocate for causes that matter to you, whether it's environmental sustainability, social justice, or any other issue that you feel called to address. When you make these habits of respect a core part of who you are, when you use your platform and your influence to create positive change in the world, you start to create a legacy that will endure long after you're gone. You start to inspire others to be their best selves, to stand up for what's right, and to create a world that's more just, more compassionate, and more respectful for all. So my friends, let's make a commitment today to cultivate these habits of respect in our own lives and to use our influence and our platform to create positive change in the world. Let's be the leaders and the change makers that our world so desperately needs, and let's do it with integrity, compassion, and a deep respect for ourselves and others. And remember, this journey of personal growth and respect isn't always easy. There will be challenges and setbacks along the way. But when you stay committed to your values and your priorities, when you surround yourself with people who lift you up and inspire you to be your best self, and when you make gratitude and appreciation a regular practice, you start to create a life that's rich with meaning, purpose, and respect. So let's get out there and start living our lives with intention and purpose. Let's be the change we wish to see in the world, and let's do it together. Because when we all commit to cultivating these habits of respect, when we all use our influence and our platform to create positive change, there's no limit to what we can achieve. Thank you for listening, and remember, the power to earn respect and create a better world lies within each and every one of us. Let's use it wisely, and let's start today.